Hello everyone and welcome to my free-to-play Rares Only Plus challenge. In this series, I'll be progressing through the game using champions who are rare, uncommon, or common, plus any champion who is free and permanently available to all players. And on that note of champions who are free and permanently available to all players, we are at 95 fragments for Drexthar Blood Twin. So by this time next week, we will have Drexthar. I'll probably wait until CVC to summon him because CVC is a week from today, and that's just so many points to throw away, so I'll definitely be waiting for CVC on that. We're up to 60 for Yakarl, 33 for Archmage Helmet, 30 for Jamarsha, 19 for Yannicka, and we're still waiting for the next fusion to launch so I can convert these 65 fragments for Ostrid into hopefully fragments for High Mother Maud, because she does fall within the parameters of my challenge. So last CVC, I put in several points into accuracy for Void to help my Bellower, and this will also help my Cold Heart. If you probably noticed the thumbnail, I'm building her now. And I also put a few points into Void crit damage, as well as Force defense and anticipation for Drexthar. So I'm very excited about Drex. So that's what we did last CVC in the Great Hall. In terms of Arena, we're still in Gold 5, just farming the one-man defenses that we can when we can. Same thing with Tag Arena Bronze 2. Just looking for the easy wins, taking them, and then grabbing Drex when he comes off cooldown. So I'm really excited for this grind to finally be over because it was a doozy. This past Saturday on the live stream, I took on the Griffin, and I managed to beat it once, which gave me credit for beating it, but for whatever reason I couldn't beat it again after that. I tried a number of different team compositions and I just kept failing over and over and over again. I was actually getting very frustrated. I'm grateful that I beat it the first time, but I just got hard stuck. And speaking of hard stuck, this floor 94 is the one with Cupidus. And whenever you attack Cupidus while Venus is on the team, he counterattacks. So I've tried a couple different team compositions, and this is where I'm stuck now. Once I get Yakarl the Scourge, he is going to annihilate this floor because the Cupidus can't counterattack if he's frozen. So hopefully by the next time this rotation comes back, we'll be able to not only farm the Griffin at this level, but also take down these Cupiduses. Even if Haikatune kills the first, yeah, there's no way she was going to clear the other two waves. So that's where I'm stuck in Doom Tower for the moment. In relation to the thumbnail, I've finally decided to take the plunge on building my Cold Heart and have already got her 4-star awakened. We're currently grinding her masteries right now in the Minotaur, so this is where all my energy is going for the time being. I'm just going to keep grinding and grinding and grinding until I get enough scrolls. So on the video where I mentioned I was planning to 6-star my Kale next, somebody in the comments asked a very good question. Why build Kale when you already have several champions who could already do what he does across various champions? And the answer is because he does all those things in one. So Frozen Banshee is a better single target poisoner, however she doesn't have any AoE damage. And Aethel is a good AoE damage dealer, but she doesn't have any poisons. So by building Kale, I now have a good single target poison damage dealer as well as an AoE damage dealer for the waves. So by putting Kale into my dragon team, I think I cut another minute or minute and a half off my fastest time. So, you know, that's why it's having one champion who can do multiple jobs frees up space on the rest of my team to bring other things in that I may have been missing beforehand. So that was my logic behind leveling Kale, and it's been working out quite nicely. So there we go. We're not even like 25% of the way there. We got to finish the green scrolls, and then we have all the red scrolls to do. So it's going to be a couple days before I get those finished on her. So this week, while I was farming campaign with my Bellower, I noticed that occasionally while farming 12-6, my Bellower would sometimes take 2 turns in between attacking this Diabolus right here, and sometimes he wouldn't. That was the rare circumstance in which he actually gets 2 turns in before Diabolus attacks. And the reason this is because he has the tier 6 mastery Oppressor. And recently, Saphira from HH Gaming did a collaboration with Ash from Raid Shadow Legends Ash. And they were talking about all the tier 6 masteries, and one that Saphira brought up, I'm in the way once again, was Oppressor, and he was mentioning that no one really knows exactly how it works. So there are a lot of variables, and sometimes, so not Bellower, because of this Oppressor mastery, sometimes he takes the extra turn before Diabolus cuts in, and sometimes he doesn't. And because we know that Diabolus base speed is 110, someone who's really smart and really good at math should have the ability to extrapolate exactly what's going on behind the scenes with Oppressor, because there's only one precise circumstance where he's able to take 2 turns before the Diabolus cuts in. So I messaged him, and he said, send me the data. So I did. So hopefully he'll be able to figure that out. That'd be great, because math is not my strong suit. And certainly not turn meter math. It's a very, very, very complicated system. So fingers crossed that Saphira is able to get that figured out. That would be a great. That'd be great for the community, because then we'll know how Oppressor works and exactly how much value you're able to get. Now that I'm building Cold Heart, I will likely be able to pass stage 19 of Fire Knight, because I will have a Void Affinity Turn Meter Specialist. And also, I still have Terror Beast. Is that his name? What is his name? Stitched Beast. I was close. Stitched Beast. And similar to Cold Heart, he has this 100% turn meter reduction on a 4-turn cooldown. And luckily, he doesn't need to be booked to make this work. So between Stitched Beast and Cold Heart, I believe that I should be able to beat Fire Knight 19. I'll probably do that next weekend on stream and see if we can build a Fire Knight 20 stream, or Fire Knight 20 full auto team live on stream. So if that's something you'd be interested in watching, be sure to tune in there. It's going to be interesting to see who makes the cut between Cold Heart, Soulbond Bowyer, and Armiger as my turn meter champions. High Katoon is definitely 100% N, because he just brings too much value to leave out. But if I bring Cold Heart, I might not need Torix to reduce the turn meter. So, or sorry, to knock the shield down with his Faultless Defense Blessing. So yeah, if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, make sure to keep an eye out for that. If you can't catch it live, all my live streams go up on my YouTube page under this live category here. You can check out all my past live streams if you missed any. So, and speaking of YouTube page, last week I posed the question to you guys: should the Token Trader champions be available in my free-to-play Rares Only Plus challenge? The vast majority of you guys, with a 72% lead, said yes. About the same percentage of you have no opinion or think they should not be. I still have not decided what I want to do with these yet, but just so you know, it takes 6 legendaries to trade in for one of these right here. 5 duplicates for her and 8 duplicates. Yeah, 6 for these, 8 for this, and 5 for her. Yeah, that's so many duplicate legendaries. This is so far off. Like, if every champion that I pulled, every legendary champion that I pulled was a duplicate, I would have to pull 7 duplicates, 7 legendaries in a row before this even becomes a thing. So, the only one I'm even, like, moderately interested in would be Tomb Lord for a dungeon solo champion. But again, like I mentioned last week, I will already gain access to Gerda Bogbrew, so I will already have a champion who is capable of solo farming dungeons. It's a long way off. It's so far into the future that I don't think it's worth stressing about right now, but I was really interested to hear your thoughts. The main reason I decided to finally take the plunge on Cold Heart, besides Fire Knight, is because due to the mechanics of the Griffin, you generally don't want to damage them with damage from debuffs, because they will push the debuffs back onto your team, and then he gets a turn meter fill for each debuff transferred, which this was one of the main reasons I was struggling, is because I was trying to kill it with Frozen Banshee and Gravechill Killer. I tried with Kale. My only, like, pure raw damage dealer that I have built right now that could do strong physical pure damage is Soulbond. Now, reducing the Griffin's turn meter is bad too, but someone, I believe it was, they show up as a different username when I'm looking at it from my notifications, but this user here suggested building Cold Heart without accuracy in hopes that I can do the big damage without reducing the Griffin's turn meter, which isn't a bad idea. I can maybe like build her with just enough accuracy for dungeons with a banner on, and then just take her banner off. That's if I can get her built, get her masteries done. Even though I haven't been able to beat it yet, I have not given up. I'm gonna try getting Cold Heart built out, and I'll see if I can squeeze her in on this team somewhere, and hopefully we can defeat the Griffin, because if I can farm this stage of Griffin, it will give me access to way more forge materials for the 4 to 5 star Guardian set gear. Because right now, because I can't farm this stage, I'm forced to farm this stage down here. And while this does give me access to 4 and 5 star Guardian gear, it's just not as high a quantity. So ideally, I'd be able to farm stage floor 90. That would be great, but for the time being, I don't mind farming right here, because the last time this rotation came around, I was farming here. So that's already a big upgrade. And I actually, last rotation, I couldn't beat this Nether Spider. So I've surpassed greatly. I've made great progress since the last time this rotation came around. In order to beat this stage of Nether Spider, I had to level another Reliquary Tender. So that's what that took. But hopefully once we get Drexlar, this will be a much I had to manual this fight too. But yeah, another story for another day. In case you're new to the series, the reason I am so aggressively pushing towards acquiring more Guardian set gear is because right now I can 2-key Nightmare pretty consistently, and it's because my entire clan boss team, aside from Haikatoon, are equipped in Guardian set pieces, but it's all 4-star. All 4-star. So if I can get more stats and more speed, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can build a 2-1 speed-tuned team. Because my current team is not a 2-1 speed-tune, it's just Haikatoon doing turn meter boost, giving everybody extra turns, and doing as much damage as they possibly can before our team dies. So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to build a right, proper 2-1 speed tune for Ultra Nightmare, and in order to do that, I need faster Guardian set gear. That's why I'm so aggressively pushing towards the Griffin. But once we get Drexlar, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to push. Right now, the highest I can farm is stage 15. I'm hoping that once I get Drexlar, I'll be able to shoot straight up to 20. And the reason Drexlar is so great at 20 is because he's weak affinity. And that's not normally the type of thing you want to look for in a champion in a dungeon, but because he's weak affinity, he will become the target of all the spiderlings. He'll be my affinity tank. And as the spiderlings attack him, his passive will place HP burn on all the spiderlings. And over time, if I could just keep Drexlar alive and turn meter control the big spider, eventually the HP burns placed by Drexlar's passive will just whittle away at the spider's HP, and it should be like a 2-minute to 3-minute spider 20 farm. So this is going to be the most significant increase after acquiring Drexlar. Another place that Drexlar is actually pretty good is Fire Knight, because he does have that 3-hitter A1, and his chance to place Provoke with his AoE is about the same as Longsword Torax. So I very well could just cut Torax, plug in Drexlar, and then Drexlar deals way more damage. He's got like a 5.2 times defense damage multiplier on his A2 with like 1400 base defense. He's a right and proper defense-based damage dealer. So he's going to help me rip through the waves, crowd control the enemies that don't get killed, and then his 3-hitter A1, hopefully maybe alongside Cold Heart, will be enough to help me get the shield down, so then I can fully turn meter control the boss. So Drexlar is going to be massive. Also, he's just really, really good against most Doom Tower bosses. So stay tuned for Drexlar. It's going to be a massive game changer. Also, Cold Heart. We're building Cold Heart. So this account's power level is just going to spike in the next couple weeks. So I'm super excited for all of that. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you in another video soon. But until next time, happy raiding.